and welcome to Matt's B-Movie Reviews, the show that looks at cult films that may have escaped your radar. Okay, so last time I gave you the choice again which movie I was going to review this week. It was a choice between Night of the Bloody Apes or my favourite Bride of Re-animator. And you chose Bride of Re-animator. Yeah, I'll stop that now actually. The title and main theme of this movie is a tongue-in-cheek homage to Bride of Frankenstein from the 1930s. Also, the film is a sequel to the 1985 film Re-animator, which follows a certain Dr. Herbert West, who's trying to effect reanimation in dead corpses that are in the hospital that he works in. Of course, things go extremely wrong when the reanimated dead come back with an animal lust for violence, which leads to the gore-soaked climax of the original film. So basically, Bride picks up 8 months after the events of the original, with Dr. West and Dr. Dan Kane living together and continuing their extreme experiments privately. Herbert has gone from an obsessed humanitarian to a very twisted, dark character with a god complex. He starts to doodle with body parts and create some really twisted creations in the process, like bird's head with lungs and fish attached, eyeball and fingers that like to crawl around when you're not looking, hand with foot that like to grab and kick. Yeah, that was quite funny actually. And then there's the dog with a human hand for a paw. Yeah. So Dr. Dan Kane is almost through with working with Herbert with his increasingly strange, bizarre and twisted experiment. Although Herbert lures him back with the prospect of creating a new life, using the heart of Dan's dead girlfriend. And thus continues the movie's theme as they attempt to bring their bride to life. Now, one of the strongest points in the film for me has got to be the story arc of Dr. Dan Kane. He's still struggling to come to terms with the death of his girlfriend in the previous film, finding it hard to forgive himself, and he obviously blames West for what happened. Now, West uses all this to his advantage to keep Dan with him, and we see how truly evil and uncaring his character is in this movie. There's some great lines from West, like when he's talking to the decapitated dead head of one of his former enemies from the first film. He glares at the bagged head and says, "You're nothing but a dead head. And no body." Obviously he doesn't realise that a head will accidentally be reanimated later on in the film, to then have bat wings surgically attached to the side of his head, and then he flies around the room screaming, "Are we having fun yet?" Classic. The best line from West is at the end of the film when he points to the bride and says, "There is my creation." Brilliant stuff. Now, as much as I like this movie, it has its share of problems. The pacing is way too slow, and it obviously is down to the script, which I imagine for budgetary reasons they had to quickly rush through. It takes an eternity for the two storylines to come together, which lead to the shocking climax of the movie, which are the decapitated head of Dr. Cal Hill coming back for vengeance, and obviously the bride being brought to life in the first place. Obviously the things that make up for this are the return of Jeffrey Combs as Dr. West and Bruce Abbott as Dr. Dan Kane. So I do like this movie. For all its problems, I'm going to give this 3 stars out of 5, because as West says in the film, all we need is just one last piece. Okay, I'm going to put a link up here to the trailer so you can have a quick sneak peek at the movie itself. I did find the full movie actually on YouTube, but it was all in Spanish, so did you want to see that? I'll leave the link in the description box. It's up to you. Okay, into next week's review, I'm going to give you the choice again. So it's either a choice between the Monkey's Paw-esque Death Dream or the low-budget 80s zombie film The Dead Next Door, which I believe Sam Raimi had a hand in financing. As usual, let me know in the comments below or via my Facebook page link. Okay, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time.